People, we back. We back at it. You know we back at it. We hard at it. We back at it. We still on the grind. You know what it is. Y'all know what it is, man. Supermen Talk. Integrity over 9,000. Supermen Talk. I'm your host, Shacko. We just got some things to talk about. Some things to unpack. Right? So I just happened to be listening to a female podcaster, right? And she's talking some pretty darn good stuff, for the men at least. Because I could tell you right now, maybe for the women that indulges in the truth and not fantasy land. Because a lot of these women that men are encountering in this day and time are women that are severely hurt by other relationships that went left, whether it been her fault or whether it been the man's fault. As regardless to the point is that you have a lot of man and women that can't move forward in a positive and righteous integrity motion forward. They can't, because they're stuck in the past. They're stuck in hurt. They're stuck trying to pay back particular people who have hurt them, trying to prove that you're nothing, because we all know that the system, this beast system, is set up against the male. They give y'all all types of privileges that a man can't have, but yet and still there's these witches out there who are outwardly calling themselves witches, and some of them are still in the closet witches, right? That say, I ain't no witch, but you're doing witch-like shit. You're doing evil stuff, right? And you're saying, no, it's not evil. But then when some other woman tell you it's evil, you guys want to stand up against her because y'all don't like truth. Now, we're going to listen to a couple of talking points of this one podcaster. I got to give her a kudos. This is my first time hearing her. And I thought it would be worthwhile for myself and for you guys to hear the mind of a woman that has rationale to her. But let's get into it without further ado.
The desperate tricks women use to manipulate men, and why letting her get away with it is the worst thing you can do. If you're new to my channel, my name is Anna Jorgensen. Welcome to Just the Tip.
Anna
First of all,
Jorgensen.
why do women manipulate men? Short answer is because they can get away with it. The slightly longer answer is because you're not going to like this, but because you let them get away with it. Here's the even longer part of the answer. Women actually don't want to get away with manipulating you. It's often a form of a test, even if it's unconscious. Sometimes it's not a test. Sometimes she's just manipulating you to get what she wants. Now, if she's not a narcissist, then it's about nipping this bad behavior in the bud.
Okay, let's delve off into a little bit of what she just said, right? So she said that this word is being used a lot, like the word culture is being used that, oh, that's just the culture. That's just the way that culture is. That's just the way the culture is. So, murder, kill, rape, hurt, pain, that's the culture. No, that is a word that they use to simplify and justify evil and bad behavior and just all out wrongness. Another word is compromise. And you will hear a lot of women use the word compromise. Yeah, because see, with that word, they know they can get in the psyche of men to get them to do what they want. Well, if you love me, you will compromise. Stupid sayings came along. Happy wife, happy life. You never heard the saying, happy man, happy home. No, because it's all about control. That's why you got people like the female rappers like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B's and some of these other artists that came out immediately talking about setting up guys, paying for dinners, bailing out on them, because we have a beast system that is set up. Back in the ancient days, there would be a cost to pay for that, right? There's a cost for bad actions. to doing things that if a man would do it, on the other hand, would be considered illegal, which would be considered a crime in the eyes of the laws of this land. One, women are taught how to manipulate and deception at a very early age. And I ain't talking about no 6, 7, 8 years old. They're taught this I'm talking about 1 and 2 years old. Females are treated differently and softly, cotton hands by the mother and the father, right? Because they are the weaker vessel. So we treat them in a softer, lighter, more kinder, softer tone voice. And these are the type of things they grew up understanding that they can use to get ahead in life, even though they know that while they're doing it, while they're learning how to use it to get ahead in life, they're going to manipulate it. They're going to dissect it. They're going to look at it. And as you will hear this woman say, and I don't want to get her name wrong. I think it's very important for you guys to know her name. Her YouTube channel is called Your Wingman. And speaking of wingman, that's what your woman, your fiance, your wife, your girlfriend's supposed to be to you, men, to you. You know what I'm saying? Not your captain, but your wingman. She's not your boss. You hear guys saying, well, she's the boss of the house. She's the boss. You got to go talk to her. That's a weak mindset. I'll do whatever you need. You are already a slave to her. Aren't you guys tired of being slaves? Huh? But you scary motherfuckers that hate truth, scared of the truth. Just all men, period, man. It's not about what color or what race you are, because women are going to use manipulation, and it's not no certain race, ethnicity, or culture that use manipulation when it comes to humans. Adapt to their surrounding, what they're giving, what they're not giving, what they need to get, and what they don't have to have. The mind isolates. The mind puts first what it needs, right? The pleasures. You know, the mind doesn't like pain. That's why when you exercise, that's why when you study, you have to use your brain power, and it's not something you necessarily want to do. You want to go out and party, you want to go out and have sex. I'm saying you don't want to do chores around the home, but you want to go out and hang. The brain looks for the easy way out. And so by this, as we are all living beings, that our mind are magnificently created, if it's feeling some sort of stress, what it would do, the mind and other parts of the body will shut down other parts of the body in order for you to recharge. Hence go to sleep, hence take a nap, hence faint, you know what I'm saying? All these other things. So it would just be common sense to understand that emotions work in the same manner, because with emotions comes the working of the mind. Women talk about how they feel. People in general, right? But women more so. It's always about how they feel, not about what's right and wrong, how they feel. But we got to come to the reality, man, where there are gender roles, there is order. And where there is order, guys, there is structure. And where there is structure, guys, there is progress. And where there is progress, there is a civilization able to build and to grow and to prosper. Okay? So men and women got to get out of the mindset of happy wife, happy life, that believe all women, and all these manipulative terms. If you want to do what you want to do with your life, then do that with your life. Stop trying to convince people to be evil and wicked and manipulative in order to take over people's perspective in being a upstanding citizens and people of integrity and righteous people overall. Stop being scared of the word and the term and the meaning of the word righteous. I guarantee you, when you come to the truth, treating people how you want to be treated, which hopefully that is kind, loving, caring, understanding, integrity, and just a good person overall, right? Because when you get to that level of becoming one with being good, being righteous, you will learn that doesn't make you weak. It does not make you weak. It doesn't. Okay? It just don't. That is something that through propaganda, commercial, through talk shows that people fell in love with, these Jerry Springers, these Murray Poviches, these Donahues, whole lot of negativity, because we believe where the negativity is where the excitement is. Why do you think people like going to places where there are fights, arguments, gunshots, loud noise? People like to be in those environments, especially when they're younger, because they believe that is part of having fun. But we need to get back to teaching our young men and women that having fun it is evolving, not going backwards, not regurgitating the very same things that we already went through and experienced and understand. Sometimes it's about learning through other people's experience. Learning from what they tell you, learning from what they've seen, learning from what they did, learning from what they had to suffer through, learning from what they was rewarded from, and the reason behind the rewards, right? Because you could be rewarded for doing something evil and vile, right? That don't mean it's good to do. But this is particularly talking about the manipulation of women. And because of the manipulation that they was taught, whether it was directly taught to be wicked and conniving and backstabbing and manipulative and dishonest and to be a liar, or whether they learned it inadvertently. That don't mean because my baby ain't wrong. Yeah, she slapped you, but because you must have had did something. How many times you heard that? You know what I mean? She hit you or slapped you or drew the truck at you or something because you must have did something. These things start at a very early age. Very, very, very early age. These are not something that you just learn over a course of a year or two from watching TikTok or being on Facebook or going to public schools or hanging out with friends. Right? This is something that you learn at a very early age. And what happens, they're allowed to get away with it. Or there are parents that don't have time to chastise their kids anymore. And there are parents that are scared to chastise these kids, particularly females. They have allowed their children to get away with certain things because they want to be friends with their children. Particularly as the female that has the rights to have the children home. There's not a man there in most cases. Right? There's families with men in the homes. And in some of those cases, there's a lot of stepfathers. First real father didn't work, but the second father, which is the stepfather, he didn't work out. So now there's a second stepfather, which is the third man in that child's life. And then sometimes it goes on to the fourth man, the fifth man, and the sixth man, and it's never ending. Why? Because women know they can get away with it. And you know what they do? They continue to tell their children lies. This is my new friend. And what they do is they get the children, particularly the female child, the daughter, to buy in. Just say yes to the program, regardless of all the problems that is recognized with the plan that we're putting together. Just buy in. That's all we need you guys to do, to buy in. Be careful of that, man, because they want the children, the son and the daughter, particularly the daughter, to buy in, because they know that the daughter, as she get older, she's going to back mom up. There are even some women that are capitalizing and benefiting from these women that want to challenge men. So not all women. I'm talking about the ones that do it. And if it affects you, if you feel like you are that person, then guess what? 9 times out of 10, you're that person. Women use these manipulation tactics because they're taught it at an early age. And we allow them to get away with it. And it's for a simple reason. That's the way females are bred versus how men are bred. Men are bred to not cry. Boy, get up, boy. Teach them how to understand what pain is and how to deal with it. We don't teach little girls that. No. We tell them, oh, it's okay, baby. Let her be mad. Let her, if she want to pour milk on the table, let her pour milk on the table. And that stuff is destructive and very destructive to a relationship, to a family household, and to herself. Because it starts inside. She believes she can do whatever she wants and there's no consequences. Right? And it got women in a place today where they feel safe. You know who's going to jump in the picture? Y'all zaddy, y'all goddamn zaddy is going to jump in and pull a rug from underneath you. And you're going to want to have those strong men around that was telling y'all the truths that you didn't want to hear. Nope, 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 I don't want to hear that. You stupid, you stupid, you stupid, you stupid, you stupid. But the thing about truth, you can't hide from it, you can't run from it, because the longer you do and the farther you run from it, the bigger and the more massive it becomes by the time it catches up with you. And what you know what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to call those men that you tore down. You mentally tore them down. You need to get your pussy ass out of here. Oh, pussy ass. I don't even know why I let you fuck. I don't even know why I let you fuck, because I really don't be catching no types of nut. You know, y'all get real vile and vicious like a hungry snake in the desert. And it's because you want to have your way. You want the guy that's going to do everything you say. You cry all the time verbally. Talk to your girls, your mothers and aunties and daughters talk amongst each other, and cousins talk amongst each other, how you're not going to y'all not going to be feminine. Men can't walk around like that talking about we're going to be manly when I find a woman that's worthy of us being manly too. But y'all women do it. Y'all women do it. Because you know why? Y'all zaddy said it's okay, and that's all y'all needed. Y'all wicked pastors in these churches that got women taking off their drawers, got women coming in, those are so tight, you could actually tell what type of panties these women. Now, I'm not talking about what name or anything like that, but you know, if a woman got on a dress that is covering her, that you can't see the lining of what she got on underneath, that means it's tight, goddammit. Mad at somebody for telling the truth, but they going to church though. Come as you are. That's why God doesn't exist in those churches, which would have been called synagogues back in the ancient times. That's why y'all women go there in flocks, because y'all know God is not there, and you know that the old wicked pastor, all he want to do is see how high and plush those breasts sit up, because you know what you could do. Make sure they are squeezed together, baby. You know what I'm saying? And y'all come there in these little dresses that got y'all walking in that bitch like, if you gotta walk like that, that's because the goddamn dress too tight. Huh? Because that walk keep y'all constricted, the shoulders, that back be constricted, because you gotta have a certain kind of walk. Hey, Pastor. Oh, it's nice to meet you. You kiss everybody on the face, and he pulls you in, kind of pulls you, kind of cuffs you back a little bit, give you that extra nut. Y'all know all the little slick and slide shit. You're hoping that he's giving some sort of passes towards you, right? You women hope for that. And you always want the man to feel like he's in charge of doing the flirting, because you could always say, well, you call me. Yeah, but when I sent you the picture, you sent me a smiley face back. That don't mean nothing. Because I sent you a smiley face back because you sent me a picture of you in your shorts. But that wasn't shorts, Shirley. That was my drawers. Well, they looked like shorts to me. Yeah, and then you're going to have a bunch of other women. Yeah, How she was supposed to know that was shorts? I mean, some men wear shorts that cut all the way up their body nuts. Some men wear shorts like that. If you know that that woman is disrespecting you in your household, in front of your kids, when company come over, always trying to undermine your intelligence and your righteousness, and you standing up for the word of the Most High God, then you leave her. You leave her, and if you can't take the children with you because it's becoming something physical and she's burning clothes and throwing stuff out the house and making a scene and cutting up the car and flattening tires and causing a scene, because that's what they do, to pull the community, the women, family members, and other people in the neighborhood on her side by causing a scene. Not all. A woman that has a lack of character, that has disregard for the power that men bring physically, and the wisdom that they bring mentally. You will always see that type of woman being very physical, right? Destroying things, causing chaos, yelling. She is a huge yeller and she's a huge cusser. Calls men a lot of derogatory names and even the kids. She cursed the kids out. I don't understand how these women are getting all this authority over these children. These men talk to their kids with a sense of love. Even if he talked to them a little rough. You can hear love in that roughness, right? With women, they'll talk soft to their children, but if they're on the phone with a man that they're interested in, if a man is starting to push away from her because he sees her true ways, her ugly, her witch ways, her bitch ways, all of a sudden, go sit your fucking ass down. Go sit your fucking, you gonna make me hit you in your motherfucking mouth. Bitch, come in here, bitch. Throwing shoes like boomerangs around the corner, right? And so this is what they're talking about, the culture. Women that stand up for the truth, women that know what I'm talking about from seeing these truths and not making no excuse. Well, you're right, but that only happened because that's what it always is with women. Somebody says something that you didn't like, so you gotta up them one. Well, guess what? Cook your own fucking food tonight then. Well, I guess one thing, I guess you ain't getting none tonight. Used to see on these shows back in the 90s and 2000s and 80s and stuff. You know what they're having the men do? They're having the men to go sleep on the sofa in his own house with the house in his name, with him paying the house note and the insurance on the house and bought the cars for him and her. But they do it to those type of men, and what happens is they talk about the Pookies and the Tyrones, huh? Y'all talk about them, but that's the same one ramming in y'all from the back, running in a hole, huh? That's the same Pookies and Tyrones and Ray Rays y'all be complaining about. But he don't buy nothing. He don't pay for nothing. All he do is sleep. Yeah, he work, but he come back home. I can't do nothing with no $250 a month. I ain't gonna lie though, he do lay the pipe. He do, y'all like grabbing shit out there. He do lay down the pipe right though. He do lay down the pipe right though. That's why you keep him around. Because the man is making you have orgasms and he's making you wet the bed. Be ashamed of yourself. Get back into what she's saying, all right? And by the way, the name of her YouTube podcast is called Your Wingman.
Now you might be thinking, well, if they don't want to get away with it, but they're doing it, why are they doing it?
Let's do that again.
Because they don't insist. Then it's about nipping this bad behavior in the bud. Now you might be thinking, well, if they don't want to get away with it, but they're doing it, why are they doing it? Well, because they don't even know that they don't want to get away with it. Let me explain. So on the surface, if a woman can manipulate you to get what she wants, then it seems like she's won. However, it comes at a high price, and that price is her respect for you or towards you.
Now, yeah, that is a high price. A woman, for as is my experience, and a lot of other men could tell you this, I'm talking about experienced men, that wasn't the biggest price to pay, right? The biggest price for a woman is not her respecting them. She innately wants to respect the man. And you will hear her say that women will test you. They will test you, right? They have to test you to make sure that this man is best fitted for them to protect them, best fitted to them to grow her in wisdom and trust that he won't beat her or kill her or murder her. Also to test him to make sure as well that he can provide the essentials, the basic essentials. So acquiring sexual relationship for women, even ugly women. And then again, what is beauty? And I'm gonna jump back on point. I know I'm kind of jumping off real quick, but what is beauty when you're all caked up with makeup? I mean, man, well, y'all whole face be a different color than your neck. Y'all, it's to the point that women don't even care that their face is a different color than their neck. How the fuck your face gonna be a different color than your neck? Huh? Y'all female family members let y'all go out like that. Girl, you doing it. Girl, look at you. Girl. Y'all like that shit. You know, they go to saying that, girl. Y'all, some men y'all just go to ticking. Y'all love to be praised. And again, that goes back to y'all feeling that y'all are superior. Y'all are gods because y'all have a vagina. And that's what it all comes to. And I'm just being flat out honest with you. At the end of the day, it's about these women placing themselves in the place of God because they got a vagina. And why do you feel like that? Because men has allowed themselves to be down here to be able to do whatever it takes to get what is naturally for him to have, which is between the woman's legs to procreate and to create life so he can create his legacy. And part of her being a helpmate, she is a part of that legacy. And guess what? What happens when Zaddy pulls the foundation of lies and fantasy from underneath you? So if y'all truly love your children, yeah, because some of y'all even hate your children, particularly sons. Y'all hate certain sons and certain daughters because they resemble the man that you hate, that you dislike. But to get back to it, she was just talking about why do women manipulate men? It's because men allow it. Yeah, men allow it because men have become weak for vagina. They're made the vagina their God, and they have become weak for that. They have idol worship the vagina. Their whole point of becoming successful, for the most part, is to get the vagina of the type of woman that they find to be extremely attractive to them. But what about the moral values? So what you gonna have? You're gonna have temptation. Don't go in the section where you know you already have a weakness, and then when you see it and you're around it, now. So to get back on point, man, the lady was saying that the woman is going to do what you allowed her to do, even though she don't want to typically do it. She does it. No, she wants to do it innately because she's been taught it innately. They innately know that. That's why they can laugh at it. That's why it is so hilarious to them when men ask certain questions. Why y'all laughing? Why y'all like that? Why y'all do it? You know, and they'll tell you we'll never understand. No, we understand. Us men that has elevated mentally abilities to understand and to foresee things before they happen and while they're happening. You know it, you see it, but you don't want to say it because that's giving power to truth. You know what I'm saying? But that means the truth is not in you. Let's go back to what she was saying.
If you let her get away with manipulation tactics, and if y'all men let women get away with these manipulation tactics, then she'll continue to push the envelope and it'll get more progressive in how she manipulates, which means there's going to be a spiral into total disrespect, and you're also not going to respect yourself. Now, unless she's a narcissist or super emotionally damaged, she's probably not even aware.
All women are aware when they are being wicked, when they're being evil, when they're being mean, when they're being messy. All of them are aware. This is a way. Y'all glorify yourselves. Y'all glorify the fakeness that y'all got to throw on yourselves to make people glorify you. Because without that makeup, you don't even like the way you look. And you know it. That's why you cake on that shit that you cake on. You don't even want to enjoy the beauty in being a regular woman, that how God you made you. You want to be what you have seen on TV, the fantasy. But the truth, some of the truth that ain't being told, some of these women ain't even going to tell you that they don't go home like this. And some of these men demand them to take off that damn makeup and look regular for me. You say that shit for when you get on the screen. You know what it is when you come here. I don't like all that. When we go out, cool. You know there will be cameras and paparazzi. But when you come here, I need you to be who you were when I met you in high school or in college. You women are so goddamn so goddamn selfish, and you're such idol worshippers of yourselves.
Is using these manipulation tactics. If she is aware that she's using manipulation tactics, she is not an emotionally healthy person, and you need to question why you're there. Let's go through some of the.
She's not an emotionally healthy person. So you know what that means. A lot of you women ain't emotionally. It means that y'all are fucking crazy. Y'all put on these acts to be sane. Y'all got emotional problems and you don't know how to deal with them. In order to deal with these emotional problems, you got to have God in your life. And in order to deal with these problems, you got to have the order that God set up, which is having a man in your life of God. But y'all don't want God in your life because you know that's going to bring you a man of God. And if a man of God come in your life, you know then the word of God is going to come through him. And y'all cannot have that. Because that means order. And where there's order, it means that you have to fall in line to your position. Meaning that you have to play your role. Hence, gender role. Let's go back to what she was saying.
These desperate tricks that women use to manipulate men. And yes, ladies, for those of you who are watching, men can be manipulators too. So,
and she got to say that because as a woman, I'm sure she have a lot of women in her comments, leaving a lot of messages to try to make her doubt herself and her experiences and the things that she know to be true from living life and seeing these things, right?
1. Sneaky guilt trips. For example, you say you want to take her out for a nice dinner, and she agrees. You take her out for a nice dinner, and then either later in the meal or after the meal, she says, well, it wasn't where I really wanted to go, but if it makes you happy, I'm happy. So,
you heard what she said? She said that's a sneaky guilt trip. She ate the food. And they would say some stuff like she just said, right? Well, it was not really where I wanted to go. But why even say that? Why not just be appreciative? Huh? Because your women taught the less appreciative that you are is the more that you're testing how much he would do for you. So never be appreciative all the way, even though he's a good man. That's that evil witchcraft, that shit that y'all been taught. It's to push a man till he fall off the edge and die and kill himself, catch a heart attack, a stroke, trying to provide a lifestyle for you that never truly had an end in sight. You cannot fill a hole that has no bottom. And some of you women don't have no goddamn bottom. Literally and figuratively. Real talk. Huh? Because you've been misused and abused. And some of you misuse and abuse yourselves on a daily basis. Thinking that you love yourselves. I got to love myself, baby. I got to show myself love. You're messing up all your insides. Finding love and electronic devices. Huh? Is never going to satisfy you. God has created this magnificently, perfectly. To no matter what man create, man would never be able to create enough to outdo the Most High God. And would never be able to create enough women to make you feel like you're complete. You are, at the end of the day, you are always either in your own sin, and even if you die with hating God, or even if you pass away, I'm not saying early, but, at your proper time, men and women, you're going to say you appreciate God because you see how magnificent and how perfect he is in the way he created things. You're going to see that in those days. If you don't, which you would hope to see those things now instead of later in your life when it's damn near too late. Let's go back to her.
She's trying to pretend like if you're happy, she's happy, but she's just giving you a piece of information that's going to make you not happy. The fact that she didn't enjoy it as much as if she had gone to where she really wanted to go. But here's the kicker. She didn't even tell you where she wanted to go. She agreed to where you wanted to go without saying she preferred to go somewhere else. She didn't even give you the chance. She was ungrateful and made you feel guilty because of it.
She said she was ungrateful and made you feel guilty because she has something in her that's lacking, which is ability to be grateful. So I'm going to make you feel bad about it, nigga. I'm going to make you feel bad about it because I'm not grateful. Yeah, that's not where I wanted to go, but it's cool. Like, damn, you ain't even say thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, y'all do some shit like that. Oh yeah, thank you. Not, oh, I apologize. That was rude of me. Oh, my bad. I appreciate it. I ain't meant to go lie. But I did have something on my mind, but because you was doing a nice thing. They don't even explain it like that. Don't even try to explain it because women feel privileged because of the vagina, because of this women movement that they can do anything a man can do, that they have the same power physically, mentally, to do what a man can do. And y'all don't. Y'all don't have what it takes to compete with men physically, spiritually, or mentally. Y'all probably can beat them at being evil in that spiritual realm. But yeah. Because God created man first. Keep that in mind. So the power was given to him first, and you came through the man. Now, I know you will find a way not to agree with that. You will find a way not to believe in that, even though you used to be an avid member of the church. With your grandma and your great-grandma and your mama. But with this new movement, that's the thing about women. That just goes to show you. And I love women. I got sisters, I got mothers, I got cousins, I got aunties, I got grandmas, I got all that, right? Just like any other man, right? But the thing is that men have to start telling ourselves the truths so we can break from under the spell of the wicked intentions of this women movement, which is witchcraft at the end of the day. And you'll hear me say that word quite a few times because I need you men and women that's watching to understand what is really happening. You know, we're battling against spirits and principalities. But the physical body is being used to accomplish these methods through Satan, through demonic forces, right? And so us that's playing the role that God would have us play in righteousness is playing our role. So it's a war. It is war. It is war. But they will keep you preoccupied with the wars of guns and missiles and war with the banks and gas and all this other stuff to keep you not on point with what's truly happening in front of you. And that's the war between good and evil, spirits and principalities. Let's get back to what she was saying.
You end up feeling guilty, like you owe her is just about it. And you express this vulnerability to your girl. And she says, well, you've never been Brad Pitt, but you do have a head made for hats. So depending on how she says this and how she really feels, key point, how she really feels about your hair.
Well, it doesn't matter how she really feels or how she said it. Because if she told the man, well, you've never been a Brad Pitt, but you do got a head made for hats. That's a dig in itself. But, you know, women will do that. Why? Because women like chaos, excitement of chaos, right? Argument. That's why with them, either they really, oh my God, it's either that emotion or it's just that rage emotion. She's throwing stuff. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Calling 911 because it is the emotion that drives women and brings them the excitement that they need to exist to feel complete. I was listening the other day. So I listened to songs and they sound so good, man. The music, the melodies like the Pied Piper, you know what I'm saying? That's why you got to be careful what you listen to because you can be hypnotized by melodies and melodic tunes, right? But I hear these songs by these women. You go from Mary J. Blige, Keisha Cole, some of the biggest names and great singers, right? Fantasia. One song that Mary J. Blige talk about Mr. Right and Mr. Wrong with Drake in it. Y'all know that song? It's a good song. Nice tune, nice beat. Talk about nice that her friend's telling her not to do it. Listen to the song. Being good doesn't mean you're weak. Understand that that's what weak women and evil women want you to believe. And if you're good, you're weak. And that's why we're doing what we're doing to you. In some other videos, I used to ask women, man, like, why you let me fuck? I don't know. I don't know. What you mean you don't know? To be honest with you, that baffles me, right? What you mean you don't know? You don't know why you let me come in your house? I mean, I do, but I just don't want to say it. Trickery and manipulation and just all out mental instability. Because probably really in her heart, she really don't know. Females are naturally that unstable. Men are the stabilizers for women. We are stabilizers, men. And we have become unstable just like them. Those of you that are weak, that are scared to lose the woman that's in your home, the one that you're paying the bulk of the bill for. And even if she's paying half of the bill, if she's treating you good and she's respecting you and loving you, then cool. Then cool. Huh? Good. But but it's not too many out there that can say that. Oh, there's a lot of them that would probably lie and say, yeah, me too, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. My woman take care of me, take care of me too, man. Nah, she buy the food she wanna buy and she cook the food she wanna cook and your ass eat it. That don't mean she take care of you, my nigga. You understand me? That means she doing what she wanna do and you are in that path of her doing what she wanna do. You're in her lane. She's surely not following in your footsteps. Because if you live under the ideology of happy wife, happy life, if you live under the ideology that she's the boss of your home where you lay your head, regardless if you don't have enough money to be the main provider, then guess what, brother? You're not the leader of your household. And if you're not wanting to be the leader of your household, you got to ask yourself what you're really doing. What are you really doing this for? Is it just for vagina? Is it just for busting nuts? And that's what it all comes down to. We have made sex such an abominable act. It's not even about bringing forth life no more in this day and time. Because why? You got women telling you flat out they don't want to have kids. But yet still you're sucking men off. And you're eating women out, and you're getting ate out, and getting your booty ate, and you're sticking devices inside of you. It's all about a nut. You can't tell me it's not, because everything that you do sexually is to get an orgasm. Let's move on. Let's see what she's talking about now.
Hair loss, if it doesn't bother her at all, this might not be a bad thing if you're both really cool about it. But if she knows that you're insecure about it, and or it also bothers her, then she's giving you a dig, a mean-spirited sarcasm dig. Or even worse, let's say this topic comes up when you're in mixed company, whether it's friends or coworkers or wherever, and she says this in front of other people as a joke. Not a joke. That's a manipulation tactic.
You heard what she said? If she says it in front of other people, family member, co-workers, delivery people, at the grocery store, while you're in church, she says these things about you in front of other people, she's doing it as a dig. It's a part of manipulation. And she's doing it to test you to see if you're going to stand out and say something. If, men, you are with a woman like that, leave her. Because the ones that haven't left have caught in strokes, heart attacks, have committed suicide, lost businesses, lost confidence in themselves, and even some of them have even committed criminal and violent physical acts against these type of women. So it's of best interest to you to leave her. But I got kids with her. We got kids together. You heard what I said? If it's going to keep your sanity and you to move forward in life, in righteousness with God, leave her and give the authority over to God and allow him to work things out. Because nobody has the last say but him.
To make you feel bad about yourself. It might be so that she can feel better about herself, or to prevent you from feeling too good about yourself so that you might leave her.
Ain't no might in that.
Nasty. Don't do this stuff, you guys. Don't do this to each other. All right, number 3. The silent.
And I just want to correct that. It ain't doing it to each other. It's predominantly women doing it to men. That's being correct and exact about it.
Okay, the silent treatment. So you said or done something wrong, whether you know what it is or you don't know what it is, and she's decided that she needs a little bit of time to herself. She doesn't express this. She just doesn't reply to texts, doesn't answer promptly. If you're living together, she spends more time in other rooms. She brushes it off when you say, "Are you avoiding me?" She just says, "Oh, I just need to read. I'm just really busy." Or maybe she doesn't even reply. Maybe she just continues to ignore you. This is a passive-aggressive manipulation tactic. A real-world example of this might be if you suddenly have to work extra hours on a project because the due date got bumped up and you have to postpone plans with her. So she says, okay, and no big deal, but then she doesn't reply. She doesn't, get back to you very quickly. She leaves her messages on read and just, she's MIA. Or again, if you're living with her, she's avoiding you and not saying anything.
Now I'm going to add on to that. Women play these manipulation games because they're naturally weaker than you, mentally, psychologically. Ooh, I know that's burning some of y'all women up. And some of y'all men that's watching this with your women, y'all ass just puckered. You up there like that. Baby, that nigga tripping, huh? You scared, nigga. You scared to live in the truth of reality. Because you know exactly what you just heard or you hearing right now is what you have experienced or is experiencing. Also, they would try to show you manipulation tactics when it comes to texting and calling. One word responses. I've experienced that, particularly with one of my baby mothers, right? I've experienced that. I'm not going to say any names. I'm sure the one that does it and the one that did it know who she is. But they will leave these one words. How's your day going today? Okay. And on top of that, it's always just okay. It's never good. It's never great. It's never awesome. It's never God is good. It's nothing. Nothing. You just living your life and you don't even know why you breathing. It's just okay. You know? So they'll do things like that to try to signify, right? They'll try to signify to you that there's something wrong without saying it, which is childish. To whereas they cannot even verbalize their feelings. They're all about their feelings. Everything is about how they feel, but cannot verbalize how they feel.
In other words, she's punishing you because she didn't get what she wanted, which was whatever the plan was. She's selfish. Now, the silent treatment very closely resembles the next one, which is number 4, the I have a headache.
Oh, I got to stop it on the headache. I got to stop it on the headache. Oh, God, I got to stop it on the headache. Experiences shows patterns. Okay, and when you might ask me, what you mean, Shacko, about experiences shows patterns? Like, if you got a person that's keep getting in a relationship and they keep this guy, he keep messing with a woman, right? He keep getting into a relationship every time he get out of a relationship. But there's a pattern of the type of woman that he messing with. Every time he get out of a relationship, he get his windows broken out on his home, on his car, his vehicle. He get his tires slashed. He get visits at his job from women threatening to get him fired. If you got a woman keep messing with the type of men, puts hands on her, beats her, physically threatens her, that shows a pattern of men that woman likes. If you got a type of woman that typically dates men that likes to trick off to her, you know, you have to buy her things. You have to buy her children. That's not your things. If you find a woman that continually to have children out of wedlock or continue to have multiple baby daddies, and all the baby daddies are the problem. It's never her fault. She's never wrong. She don't understand what she did wrong. She don't know where she went wrong. That's a pattern there. That's a pattern, you know. What I'm saying is, guys, if there's a pattern to things, everything in life, there's a pattern to DNA, to human beings, to animals. Everything has a pattern.
Or the no tactic. So she withholds intimate affection and attention, and so it might not just be straight up assy acts. It might be that she doesn't want to cuddle, or she's, feeling suffocated or what have you. But basically, she's withholding intimacy and love and physical connection because something didn't go her way. So she's punishing you and withholding love.
Bruh, what else I gotta say? Yeah, y'all like to do that, huh? Y'all like that shit, huh? Y'all love that. You know? Y'all love the chaos. Y'all love drama. That's why y'all liked all the Love and Hip Hops, all the Housewives of Atlanta, all the Housewives of Los Angeles, all the Housewives of Housewives, everything that has drama and women being whorish, acting like bitches, being evil, being manipulative, y'all loved. Y'all was drawn to. Have you ever asked yourself why? No. Why would I just what I like? That don't mean nothing. Everything with y'all means nothing. How is that possible? Fuck out of here. Stop it. Get some help. But these are the things that have been on my spirit to talk about because they got a lot of men, a lot of guys out there suffering, a lot of guys out there that are in relationships at this very moment, enduring nasty mouths, uncaring, unloving, manipulative women. And I want to see these guys in a better place because some of these guys got a lot of potential, but the woman that they're with is holding them back purposely because they have control over that man. And if you can control somebody that has a potential to be great, that's what women would do. It's in her benefit to control him and to try to dig so deep into him where she has so much control to whereas when she releases a little bit of control and he becomes successful, like a puppy that was found almost drowning in the river and saved by that person, that puppy, like that man, will be loyal forever. So remember that, guys. Unbreak the bond of evil women and their witchcraft over your lives. This is Shacko with Supermen Talk. Guys, leave a comment in the comment section. Women, leave a comment in the comment section. I would love to hear your negativity. Talk to you guys. Until the next episode.